All right, Frontal Blessings, we are back with another video. Happy Sunday. It's a nice, glorious, glorious Sunday here in South Florida. Today's date, the 28th, 27th? Whatever today is. I think it's 28th, I believe. A couple quick announcements as we are just about slightly over a month away. A month and a couple of days away, 8th annual Journey of the Black Adept Conference. Brother Eric, got to shout Brother Eric Morris out. He'll be returning. I don't think he's missed one except maybe the first year, something like that. I always joke because, as you know, a couple years ago, Brother Eric, man, Eric's a good dude. Bless his poor heart. No, I'm just stop joking. A couple years ago, if you remember, Brother Eric booked the wrong weekend. But it worked out because the following weekend we had a ritual scheduled. He showed up. We took him to a Panthers game, hockey game. We chilled, hung out. Kind of felt for him, you know, it happens. So I always joke, make sure you book the right flight. So again, putting this out on video, Brother Eric, make sure, I know you're ready to email me, but make sure you book the right flight. Anyway, that's going down October 30th to November 2nd. Right here in Hollywood, Florida. Beautiful Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Florida. 4-day event, classes, workshops, rituals, presentations, some socializing, just some hanging out, getting some good food, all that fun stuff. That'll be going down October 30th to November 2nd. You can sign up now. Shoot me an email at khnum19@gmail.com. And please include what you want information on to attend virtually or in person, or maybe you want information on both, all right? There's going to be some brief announcements. I'm going to shorten them because I don't have too far of a ride. Also, if you're interested in a spiritual reading or a consultation, I offer various different types of readings. Telepathic demonic readings, Egyptian oracle readings, Santa Muerte readings, shadow work readings, deity readings to see what gods, goddesses, demons, and spirits walk with you. Maybe you're just interested in a spiritual consultation because you got a lot of questions about the occult and the left-hand path. Any of the aforementioned, shoot me an email, khnum19@gmail.com. Please include in your email your availability on a weekly basis, very important, and the time zone you're in, and we'll find a day and time that works for both of us. All right, if you want to sign up for classes, go to the Primordial Chaos Patreon page. That's the way to get in on a bunch of classes that I'm doing that are ongoing right now. Go to patreon.com/Baniti, BANITI, tier 3. Tier 3, that's the tier you want to join. That's going to give you access to the 3 private classes I do every month on Patreon, including a group ritual we do together at the end of the month. Also, keep in mind when you join, it just doesn't give you access from the day you join. Moving forward, it gives you access to everything in the archives going 6 years back. All right? That's patreon.com/Baniti, BANITI. When you go there, go to the collection sections and you will see all the ongoing classes going on right now with new classes being added regularly, all right? That's patreon.com/Baniti, BANITI. Also, don't forget to check out the social media pages, Primordial Chaos 9 on Instagram, Primordial Chaos, 2 words on Facebook, primordialchaos.com3 on TikTok. Don't forget to check out the Primordial Chaos podcast, available on Spotify and all major podcast platforms. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. As you're watching this video, it takes a half a second. Click that like button, hit that notification bell, hit all notifications so you get notified when I go live or post a new video. Also, don't forget to subscribe again to the channel. Hit the like button, I'm going to say it one more time, and hit that notification bell and hit all notifications so you get notified. All right? So the direct link to my podcast, the contact email address, the Patreon page to sign up for classes, all those links are in the description box of this video you're watching right now. All right, so somebody emailed me in regards to this topic. Shadow work, and I just got to say this, just like a lot of other concepts in spirituality that are out there, there's different aspects or methodologies of shadow work out there. So I want to address that. All right. When you're doing shadow work from an occult left-hand path perspective, it is nowhere near the same when you're doing it, and I'm just going to be honest, from a more new agey approach or a traditional spiritual practice approach. Because the problem I find out just like a lot of other things in spirituality, when it becomes commercialized, for lack of a better word, there's a lot of bullshit shadow work out there now. All right, it's deeper than my inner child and blah, blah, blah. And look, I have to keep it 100. Because if you're going to come do shadow work on the occult or the left-hand path, be prepared to, I don't want to say be shocked, but be prepared to the level of how it can kind of shake you out your shoes. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Because we deal with every aspect of shadow work, not just, yes, the surface stuff, trauma that has happened in your life. That's definitely important. Stuff like physical, mental, emotional, spiritual abuse. All of those things are key factors. But what a lot of people don't really focus on in shadow work, a lot of aspects of shadow work that's out there, it's always focusing on what's been done from external forces to the individual. What about the internal work as far as your character, your behavior, your characteristics, your habits? Now, some of that can be affected by, obviously, some of the things that have happened to you, but there's a darker side of your nature, the beast side of your nature in shadow work, the carnal side of your nature that certain individuals have no control over, and they don't address this in their shadow work. It's always the stuff, I went through this as a child, and I get that. That's a small part of it. But I don't hear I'm fucked up in the head. I got anger issues. I got personality characteristics and traits that I need to work on. My communication skills suck. I got a bad temper. I lack patience. I don't hear none of this shit talked about in shadow work. It's always what's been done to me. I'm the victim. And I get that. That's a percentage of what real shadow work is. What about tapping in to that real beast within that you've suppressed? And it's not that the beast within that you suppressed is all bad or negative. It's not. I know lesser spiritual systems will teach you that. Oh, suppress that. Meditate it away, pray it away. Don't give in to it, this, that. No. It's about harmonizing that out just like anything else. It's about indulging in certain carnal aspects of your existence, but not to the point where you're devoured and destroyed by them. And this came up because I mentioned something in the last video about sexual energy. Sexual energy can be a very uplifting and positive thing when you express it and indulge in it correctly and use it spiritually, or it can be a destructive or devouring thing. Let's talk about people who are not doing shadow work because they have no control over their sexual energy. And that goes both ways, lack of sexual energy or oversexed. But you want to just talk about my inner child, and I'm in tune with my inner child. I just got to keep it real. Let's not act like we are perfect beings and that all the time we're the victim. And sometimes we are. Sometimes we're the target. Sometimes we've been abused and we've picked up a lot of psychological residue along our journey. And yes, that can go back to our upbringing. We could have had toxic parents. And I'm grateful to my God that I wasn't in that situation. I had great parents, stayed to the end. And it's rare these days. You don't hear that no more. It was more common back then. For the most part, I had a great childhood, not too much. I mean, I dealt with some shit, more so when I got in my early 20s. When I got out on my own, I started to deal with real life shit that I created. So I'm one of those individuals on the family side of things. I ain't really got no gripes or complaints, right? And everybody's situation is different. I get it. I'm not comparing my situation to everybody's. Some people had a horrible upbringing, and that could be at the base core of why they're dealing with a lot of shit. I get it. But got to go within. Remember, I've always said this is an inward journey out. Yes, in shadow work, you do have to focus on those external components. That's part of it. But you should always start within. Shadow work is an inward journey out, not an outward journey in. This path in general is an inward journey out, not an outward journey in. We always start from within. I don't care if you're looking for God, you're looking for the Creator, you're trying to connect with deity, you're doing shadow work, you start within. This is an inward journey out. Anybody that tells you otherwise, if you're in a spiritual system where its focus is looking somewhere way out, as far away from you as they can for the answer and the solutions that you need to master yourself, that's the wrong system. I don't care what you call it. I don't care what you call it. Okay? This is about activating the black flame of consciousness within, the personal daemon or the higher self, whatever you want to call it. Because once that is activated, I can't stress enough. If you're doing real shadow work, you are incorporating demonic integration work into that. If you're on the occult or the left-hand path. I get it. If you're not on the occult or the left-hand path, you probably don't know what demonic integration work is, then this method is probably not for you. Okay? And that's okay. Right? To each his own. Right? Do what you need to do. As I've said before, or many times over the years, stay in your lane, stay with what you're familiar with. And if that's how you roll and that's what works for you, so be it. But I'm saying for those that reach out to me, sometimes I think they get it twisted. I'm an occultist. I work on the left-hand path. I deal with black magic, sorcery, witchcraft, the higher sciences, Heka from ancient Egypt, black magic from ancient Egypt. And black magic is not evil. You hear the word black, you're spooked out. Black magic is going into your subjective realm and subjective consciousness and manifesting an outcome or desire or a result that you need to master yourself on any level, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, or financially. Magic is the science of one understanding themselves and mastering themselves in their surrounding environment. That's what real black magic is. Stop watching Hollywood. Stop watching the bullshit you see on the internet. Stop listening to these trolls and fools that don't know nothing about this path, the occult, the left-hand path, other than the surface bullshit they read in books and the shit that they see on the internet. Okay? The surface shit. I don't know how many times I have to get that point across. Right? If you're going to reach out to me and you sign up for the Patreon class and you go into the shadow work class where there's 20 plus classes and counting, be prepared to do some work. If you think you're going to sit around petting your little fluffy bunny and get into it, my inner child, then this is not the shadow work for you. Sorry. You know, when that set energy or that set spirit, you know, speaks through me and takes over me the way I feel now, I can't sugarcoat it. Right? I'm not going to coddle you. Okay? This is big boys and big girls work. And I don't know how many times I got to say it, like at Thanksgiving. Some of you guys need to sit at the little kids' table because you're not ready for this. And it's not to be judgmental. It's not criticizing. It's just saying it for what it is. If you want to play safe, find a path that makes you feel comfortable and safe. That is my answer to that. I cannot tell you what you should or should not do. Nor will I ever. And two, it's none of my business. Okay? You got to do what you need to do for yourself that makes you feel good, that makes you feel right, if it's comfortable, if it's safe, whatever the fuck you're looking for, I don't know. That's something you're going to have to answer for yourself. If you're looking no chasers, no holds barred, you want to get down to the nitty gritty, you don't want to cut no corners, you want to do real deal shadow work, then go on to my Patreon page and sign up for the shadow work class. Sign up for tier 3, right? And you're going to get to work and be ready. Okay? It's that simple. That's the best advice I can give you. See, hold on one second. Yes, I'm going through the car wash. I know I haven't done it in a minute, but I'm going through. Hold on one second. You're going to hear a little bit of noise. Wait a second. How you doing? No upgrades? No. Thank you. All right, so you'll hear a little noise. Again, I want to reiterate, whether it's shadow work or whether it's people reaching out to me, should I get initiated in this or that, or should I do this or that? Oh, I want to start vampire magic. I'm not sure if I'm ready. Do you think I'm ready? I don't fucking know. But I do know this. If you're asking me my suggestion or opinion, I've always said this. If somebody asks a question, do you think I'm ready for this and that? The very fact that you're asking if you think I'm ready, no, you're not. Not at the moment. You are not ready. Okay? So here's how you know. Okay? And I'm telling you to come to this conclusion, not me, because I'm saying this. If you get up one day and you have, beyond a shadow of a doubt, 100% feeling of certainty, I want to tackle this today, whatever it is. I want to really apply myself to Egyptian Heka. I want to really study and master Sufism. Oh, I'm ready to work with the clip hop. And you got that feeling inside, and the reason why I said I can't tell you what you should or should not do, because it's that feeling when you get that inner confirmation, it's an inward journey out. That's the confirmation you get. How do I explain that to any individual in words? I can't. There's no way anybody can. You will know when you are ready for whatever it is you need to be ready for. So again, the very fact, if you ask, you think I'm ready to do this? Baniti, you think I'm ready to do that type of shadow work? The very fact that you're asking, I would have to say at the moment, now, no. Now, if you reach out to me and go, Baniti, I signed up, I'm ready to go, or Baniti, I'm doing this, that, man, thanks, you're ready. I don't know how much more simple I can make that. And this is why, to be clear, because some people still get confused when I say I'm not going to tell you what you should or should not do. Okay, that's why I say that. You know when you're ready. And it's the same thing when it comes to forms of initiation. I will get this email on and off, and it'll probably never stop. Baniti, I want to get initiated in Palo. Should I do it, Baniti? I want to get initiated in E5. Should I do it? I don't fucking know. Okay? I don't know. Okay? The very fact that you are asking, again, no. And again, the suggestions I've thrown out there, especially with an initiation, say an E5, remember, if you go the traditional route to get initiated in any of those systems, you have to abide by the laws, rules, and regulations of those spiritual practices, and especially to the house you belong to. So I want to make it clear, if you think you're going to have a left-hand path mentality, I'm going to do what I want, I'm an occultist, no. You'll find yourself kicked out of that traditional house quicker than you can blink your eye. So understand the commitment it would involve to get, now I'm saying that you make up your own mind. So don't email me, should I get initiated? And no, I will not recommend you to anybody I don't know, to somebody I know, because it doesn't work like that. You've got to develop a history and a relationship. It doesn't mean, yes, I could call somebody up and say, hey, this individual is interested in this and that. It's not based just on that. You're going to have to show your sincerity. That's why to do a traditional initiation, say an IFA, you need to find somebody local you could work with hands-on on a regular basis. And I know the next thing that comes, well, I don't live in an area where there's too many IFA priests or this or that. Then you're going to have to move to an area where there is. I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't work when you just make a call and that guy calls a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy. You guys got it twisted. That's not how this works. I put my reputation out on the line if I reference somebody to something or to a house. It doesn't work like that, because if it goes left field, okay, I get a call. Hey, that person you refer, man, they're fucking they're a nutbag, or they're a whack job, right? How it really works, you refer somebody, okay? Say I have a student that is interested on seeking the path of initiation. Would you at least start working with this student and studying with them? But you would have to be here to do that. I just want to make that clear. That's how that works. It doesn't mean, hey man, I got a partner out there in Detroit, or I got a partner, in Oklahoma or whatever, and they're interested in being initiation. We take them on. Oh yeah, sure. Any real priest or priestess won't, if they're genuine and sincere, unless they got a money hustle. They're not going to want to take any student on unless they can work with them hands-on. That's just how it works. So I want to be clear on that. So please don't reach out to me, in regards to that, because I will absolutely not do that. It's the same thing in Masonry. You need to be, if you're going to refer somebody to a local lodge, etc., it should be, like in Masonry, you should have at least 2 to 3 Master Masons vouch for you. And I want to exchange, because a lot of brothers will reach out in regards to that. Most lodges that have open dinner nights, if you're interested in becoming a Mason, you go to these open dinners, you start dialogue and talking, and you want to find a Mason who's going to vouch for you at your local lodge. That's how that works. Now, you can use an individual for a reference, because they have on the app. That's fine. But the part where you need somebody to vouch for you, I'm talking about, that should be somebody connected to your local lodge. You don't want to call somebody from out of state to get into your local lodge. It doesn't work like that, people. Okay? I want to make that clear. So if you're interested in getting initiated or going through an esoterical order, etc., figure it out. I can't tell you what to do, how to do it. It just doesn't work like that. Okay? Some of us who have worked our way up in the rank, and I don't go actively to a lot of those lodges anymore, but I at least attend a couple of times a year. I'm active. I'm what you simply would call in those systems, okay? Oh, shit. I was watching a lizard cross the street, almost got crushed. I'm what you consider a past master, right? So I still have to uphold that, accountability when I'm making reference. Like if I visit a lodge and the lodge knows I'm a past master, they'll let me sit in the east with them, right? When you've been raised to a certain status, right? It's not just, hey, can you do this for that person? Because the reality is there's a lot of fucking nutbags out there, okay? There's a lot of people that, again, as I said before, are more infatuated with getting initiated in something than understanding the initiation itself. But anyway, not to labor on that. Let me finish this video. So, shadow work, spiritual work, in regards to what I was just describing, it's not just about the external things. I just want to recap real quick. Do you really do a thorough, critical analyzing of yourself? Ask yourself this question. What do I mean by that? And I want to finish with this. Let's say you're on a spiritual path. And here's the gauger. Here's the checker if you're getting results. If what you're doing is right. If you're doing the right thing on the right path for yourself, not for anybody else. Okay? Here's what I mean. Real simple. Okay? Whatever path you're on or spiritual system you practice or claim, do you do that critical analyzation of yourself maybe every year, every several months or so, where you reflect back? Are you truly changing as a person? Is your behavior, I'm talking about these internal things, is your behavior, your character, your personality, your approach, the way you're doing things, are you seeing that transformational change in your life on all levels? Spiritually, are you growing? Knowledge of self. Mentally, right? Are you in a sound mind? Emotionally, are your emotions in check? Are they harmonized? Which assists in that sound mind. Do you have control of how you exercise your emotions? Physically, are you exercising, trying your best to eat right and take care of the physical body or the physical temple, which houses the spiritual temple, right? What are you doing to help yourself physically? And then financially, where are you at with your wealth, prosperity, and your money? Do you have a good overall harmonization of those 5 principles? And if you're not seeing consistent growth in those increments, whether it's every 6 months, every year, whatever it may be, something's not right. If you've been on a path for a couple years and nothing has changed in your life, and yes, there should be some change, obviously, in your physical life. Don't let people bullshit you and act like material money and material things to a certain degree are not important. Bullshit. Are you still driving the same shitty car you were driving 2 years ago, 3 years ago? And I'm not don't get it twisted. All the spookies. Oh, so Benny, are you gauging spiritual success on materialistic things? No. But if you have this much, if you're rich in knowledge, it should reflect in your life. You should not be struggling, be broke, and not have the finer or the better things in life. Not to the point where you're a glutton and you're an arrogant prick, or all you do is chase materialistic things. I look, myself and many others, I can drive whatever the fuck I want. I can change cars every couple of years, right? And I'm not gauging success on that, but I have a nice Sierra truck right now. I'll keep this for a few years. I'll own it. I could trade it. I have a BMW X3, right? And I'm not throwing this thing out there for material. I refuse to drive a piece of shit car. I refuse to live in a piece of shit environment. I refuse to have to worry about going out to a restaurant and I got to calculate and I got to count, right? Because I'm not going to go nowhere where I got to count and eat. If I'm going to go out to eat, I'm going out to eat. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean it's got to be a super expensive restaurant. I don't care if you sit in a bar and grill. I don't care if you go to a 5-star restaurant. If you're going to eat, you're going to eat. Get what you want. Okay? I'm saying the reflection of the knowledge and the wisdom that we're supposed to have should reflect in our everyday life. That's what I'm saying. Don't get it twisted. And I always use the story of Solomon. Solomon, this is my point. Let me wrap it up with this. This is my point. Solomon was granted whatever he wanted from the Most High, according to the story. He could have said, I wanted all the pussy in the world. He could have said, I wanted all the wealth. He could have got all that materialistic. What did he ask for? The wisdom. And the wisdom is showing you now. He asked for the knowledge and the wisdom. And because he focused on knowledge of self first, everything else came. What do I tell you guys all the time? Focus on knowledge of self first. For all you people whose lives are a hot mess because you're doing sex magic work or sex love spells, or you're doing work for money, or you're doing materialistic shit and your life is a hot fucking mess, your house is fucking trash and garbage, your personal life is a hot mess and a wreck, your relationships is in the trash, that's the problem. Because you're not seeking knowledge of self first. So learn from the story of Solomon. And it goes back into that quote in the Bible, Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all his righteousness shall be added unto you. Is that not what happened to Solomon? And then look what happened to Solomon, fellas. Solomon had harems of beautiful women all over the world. Solomon had multiple wives. He could go to Africa and all parts of Egypt and travel the world, and women would fall at his feet. He had all the wealth and the gold and lived like a luxurious king is supposed to live. So I ask my fellow Christian brothers and sisters, according to your modern day Christian ideology, Solomon would be considered a pimp. And God loved him. I know you're going to get into that monogamous relationship shit later under the teachings of Paul. And I know you're going to refer to who you call Jesus as not being married. I'm not going to touch on that right now, but I can tell you this. Show me from the lineage of the prophets from Adam up until Jesus that didn't have multiple wives. You're going to see well over 90 to 95% of all of your key men of the Bible in the scriptures had multiple wives. So is God a polygamist or polygynist? Let me know. Right? I already know your answers. Well, in the new covenant, I already know all your bullshit answers. But just something to think about and marinate on. All right? So my whole point is, real shadow work is seeking knowledge of self. All right? And if you're not seeking knowledge of self, which starts on an internal level, then you're not really doing shadow work. All right? That's all I got for you. I'm going to wrap this up. Hopefully this short tutorial helped you. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you on the next video. If you need to reach out to me for a reading, a consultation, or you want to sign up for the classes on Patreon, or you need the links to the social media pages or the podcast, all the links are in the description box of this video that you are watching right now. Forever blessings. It's your boy Baniti. I'm out of here.